Morning everybody. It's quite a bright morning. It's Saturday the 11th of April and I'm on my way to Craigtoun Park near St Andrews to take part in the local parkrun. Parkrun's a great thing. All over the world people go to their local park on a Saturday morning and they do a timed 5k race for free. Because you generally use the same park from week to week, it's really good for monitoring your pace. And doing a 5k in two different locations, your times could be very different depending on the actual course you run. But this way you're doing the same thing every week, and you really can compare your times. So it's around a lovely little park, complete with a miniature railway and so on. I'm not sure if that'll be running today, but you'll see some of the sights. About 150 people run at Craigtoun every week, so it's one of the smaller park runs, but I really like it, and I think most people that go along really like it as well. Okay, so no real niggles. The left ankle that I mentioned a couple of days ago, it was fine when I did Wednesday night's run and Thursday night's run. I felt it a bit this morning when I was getting ready to come out, but it seems okay, I think. So we'll see how it goes and I'll get back to you shortly. Right, bye for now. No. I'll have to pay for a new fence. Right, okay. Fine. Sorry, that was a bit of a shock. I didn't realise the time had gone. Right, okay. So, yeah, I wasn't quite ready for the start there, but where are we? Oh, we're totally lost. No idea. And didn't have my watch ready. I had it with its GPS location, but as Garmin's do, it switched itself off again because it hadn't done anything. So no idea what time it's going to be, but that's not so important. So plan is do Parkrun 5k, then I'll be met up to some friends, then we'll do it again, then we'll maybe do it a third time. Morning Linda, Mary, oh, and it's Barbara. Hi guys. So we'll see how that goes. Morning John. Right, first lap done in about 8 minutes. That's about normal for me. Right, so heading to the end of lap 2 out of 3, and fast bits over into a bit of
clear space. That's someone coming up behind me. And kind of settled into a comfortable pace for today. So keep going, check back in on the third lap. So well into lap 4, kilometre 4 just gone at 5:24. So hamstring is tight, that left one. So just nurse it to the end now. So finishes over there. But first we have to go around this hillock. So nobody behind me to overtake me. Nobody in front for me to catch.
Thanks very much. Great. Thank you.
That's it.
There
Perfect.
you go.
Right,
That's
thank
great.
you. 26:25 for 5k, and given that I was doing under 25 to start with, that's disappointing. But hey ho, lesson learned. If you're doing a timed event, don't spend time blabbing to a friend, not paying attention to the starter, even if it is really quite important stuff that you're talking about. So we could have left that until the end. Anyway, right, so I'll have a wee bit social with my friends, and hamstring is a bit tight, so I will do another 5k, bring it up to 10, but I'm not sure that I'll do a third one. Well done, guys. Right, so just coming up for the 5k now. That looks like 29 minutes, which is by the time I get to the actual 5, it'll be nearly 30, which is just about the pace that I said for running on my own. Okay, 50 metres, 40, 30, 10, and that's it. Okay. That's 10k under the belt, and I have to say the hamstring isn't any worse. So I think we will just keep on rocking and see how we get on. So here we go for 5k number 3, parkrun number 3, parkrun extra number 2, and we're heading for 15k. Sit rep, probably about 2/3 of the way through this final 5k. I don't know exactly, because unfortunately the Garmin stopped running after about a lap and a half, so not sure exactly how far I've gone, but I've got a rough idea, so plan is just to keep going for a final lap and just stop where I reckon I've done at least a 5k, so I might do 100 or 200 yards more or metres more. Hip is now giving a wee bit of an ache, not a pain, on my left foot. These are quite light shoes that I'm wearing, and thanks. Oh, it's the train. So these are quite light shoes. They're New Balance running shoes, and so I can feel just where the toes meet the sole. That feels a bit hot, so I don't think it's anything disastrous, but I guess that's potentially where a blister could come from. Anyway, not far to go now on the last lap, so we'll see you at the end of this little jaunt. Okay? Okay, so coming up to the finish, and again just under 30 minutes. Garmin says the pace is 6:15 for the last 3k, so I suppose that's not bad, given that that's 14:15. So 100 metres to go. And a wee pick a hilly bit to finish on. And that's it. Oh boy. Right. Oh, I've always sit down. Good. So that's it, 18:46 for the 3 kilometres since I reset the watch, and that's just over 30 minutes since I started recording this 5k. So I guess that works out about the 6 minutes a kilometre, which I'm really quite surprised that I was able to maintain that for the last 5k. So that's the little tractor that takes kids around the park here at Craigtoun. We call it a Puffin Billy. It used to be an old grey Massey Ferguson until last year, and it was replaced by not quite as old, it's still a classic Fordson tractor. And Falkland Trail Runners that I run with, they ran a series of races here, the Puffin Billy series, and raised over £1,000 I think, towards the cost of the replacement tractor. Anyway, so that was 15k today, so a bit of reflection on that. I shouldn't be at this stage. You know, I started off from a base of 10k, and the plan was to go up by 1 kilometre a week over the 6 months to build up to the marathon. That would have taken me up
to around about 20 miles. What's that? Probably about 10k less than marathon distance, about 35-36 k's. However, last week I did 2 runs at 13.5, and it was fine. So that's why I thought, well, let's try doing 15 today, and it was fine, still fine. However, not without its problems. So I mentioned on the run that my left hamstring was pretty tight, and that did ease off. It didn't get any worse, but it didn't go away. I got a pain in my hip early on in the 3rd stint. That went away. That didn't last very long, so I'm not worried about that. However, I probably reported a kind of a hot spot in my left foot halfway through the 3rd stint, and it was feeling like I was going to get a blister. But I'm not so sure now. I think as I was halfway through the last lap, it started to get really quite sore, and plantar fasciitis popped into my head. Now, I'm being over dramatic, I know, and a bit of a hypochondriac, but I really don't want to get injuries. That's the last thing I want, is to get sidelined by doing too much too soon. So I don't think it's a blister coming on. I think it's maybe just a wee bit warning that 15k is a bit too much of a jump up from 10 at this stage. Yeah, so we'll take care of that. I think what we'll do is, instead of now saying I'm at 15, so next week I'll do 16, then 17 and so on, I think I'll stabilise at the 15. I won't go back, because I think that would be bad, because I can manage the 15. But I think I'll stick round about the 15 for next week and the following week, and then build up again from there. If I don't get any problem from the foot, then I can maybe start another kilometre 2 weeks from now. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, the other thing that went through my mind about the foot is that I'm using quite a light pair of road shoes. They're New Balance, and they really are feather-light. Well, for me they're feather-light compared to trail shoes, and they're really fantastic. And when you're doing training or a 5k, it really, you're unaware that they're there. So I started to think, well, maybe they're not really so suitable for longer distances. Maybe there's just not enough cushioning. I was paying attention to my footfall, and I'm definitely not landing on the ball of my foot. I'm definitely landing mid-foot. So that's not what the problem is, if there is a problem. But potentially it could be shoes are too light for when you get up to the 10 mile and beyond. Anyway, something else to keep my eye on and to think about, and do some more experiments, do some more reading, and I'll let you know what I find out. As I say, the whole reason for me doing this video blog series is to find out what goes wrong, to get the ups, to get the downs and the mundane. So that's a bit of a downer today, this little bit pain in the foot. But if we find out what's wrong and get it fixed, then that turns the negative into a positive. And it means that when we find the answer, I can let you guys know, and you can avoid having the problem in the first place. So isn't that great? I think this is going to be a good series. I really do. I think it's going to be really valuable. Okay guys, I think that's enough. That's me done about nearly 10 miles this morning. Time to go for a nice cup of tea and a bit of toast and Scottish marmalade. Absolutely fantastic. Okay.